The last time you checked, your blood pressure looked fine. But what if I told you it might not be as safe as you think? The truth is, plenty of well-meaning advice about blood pressure hasn't kept up with the science. And for older adults, that gap can be dangerous. High blood pressure often causes no symptoms, yet silently wears down your heart, brain, and kidneys every single day. The American Heart Association reports that nearly half of people over 60 with high blood pressure don't actually have it under control. One major reason? They believe in myths, things that used to be true or never were. In this video, we'll look at 5 common beliefs that continue to cause confusion and delay treatment. You'll learn what's true, what's changed, and what small steps can make a big difference for your health. Stick around because what you've believed about blood pressure for years might actually be putting you at risk. Before we dive into today's topic, want to stay strong, sharp, and independent after 60? Subscribe now for trusted advice you can use every day. Now, here's the first idea that needs a second look because it could be doing more harm than good. Belief number 1. If I feel fine, my blood pressure must be fine. This is one of the most dangerous assumptions older adults make, and it's easy to understand why. When we don't feel pain, discomfort, or dizziness, we assume everything is working just fine. But with high blood pressure, that silence is exactly what makes it so dangerous. High blood pressure doesn't always come with clear warning signs, but that doesn't mean your body stays silent. The signs are often so subtle that they're easy to ignore or mistake for something else. No sharp pain, no dramatic warning. Meanwhile, your heart is working harder with every beat. Your arteries are under constant strain, and your organs, especially your brain and kidneys, may already be feeling the effects without you realizing it. That's what makes high blood pressure so dangerous in older adults. It creeps in quietly and is often discovered only after the damage has already begun. In a 2022 interview, actor Anthony Anderson, diagnosed with high blood pressure in his 40s, shared that he felt completely fine at first. He only discovered the issue during a routine checkup when his reading was 160/100ths. He later said, "I didn't have any symptoms. I thought I was healthy," until the numbers told a different story. Like many people, he learned the hard way that feeling good isn't the same as being healthy. Medical research from the American Heart Association confirms this. Nearly 50% of seniors with high blood pressure don't know it's uncontrolled because they're waiting for a sign that may never come. Think of it like this. It's not the warning light on the dashboard, it's the hidden engine problem slowly wearing out your system. That's why routine checks matter. Experts recommend measuring your blood pressure 2-3 times a week, ideally at the same time of day. Write it down and share it with your doctor at each visit. For most people over 60, a target of below 130/80ths mmHg is ideal, although your doctor may tailor that based on your overall health. Have you ever been shocked by a high reading during a checkup, even though you felt great? Share your story in the comments. It could encourage someone else to take a closer look. And even when people finally get diagnosed, there's another belief that can lead them to let their guard down too soon, especially once they start medication. Belief number 2. I take meds, so my blood pressure is under control. Here's a dangerous trap. You take your pills every morning and assume everything's under control. But what if it's not? Many seniors fall into this false sense of security. They believe that once they're on medication, the hard part is over. But the truth is, medication alone doesn't guarantee protection, and relying on it without checking can be a serious mistake. In a televised interview a few years ago, country music legend Larry Stewart shared how he ended up in the hospital with a hypertensive crisis even though he had been taking his medication faithfully. So what happened? His doctor discovered that his dosage hadn't been adjusted in years. On top of that, his salt intake and stress levels were quietly working against his treatment. I thought the pills were enough, he said. I didn't realize how much my body had changed. That's exactly what many people overlook. As we age, our bodies change, and what worked before may not work now. In fact, A Journal of the American Geriatric Society study found that over 1 in 3 seniors on medication still had uncontrolled blood pressure. Often, no one had reviewed or updated their plan. According to the National Institute on Aging, medications work best with the right daily habits: regular activity, lower sodium, better sleep, and stress control. And your blood pressure strategy should grow with your body. Here are 3 smart ways to stay ahead. 1. Use a home monitor. Check your blood pressure 2-3 times a week and write it down. Consistency matters more than a single perfect reading. 2. Watch for subtle signs. Feeling more tired than usual? Mild swelling? Lightheadedness when standing? These may mean your pressure isn't well managed. 3. Ask your doctor the right question. Is my current dose still right for me? A small change could prevent a big problem. And speaking of small changes that matter, there's another belief that causes many seniors to overlook one of the biggest hidden drivers of high blood pressure. Belief number 3. As long as I don't use the salt shaker, I'm safe. During a live performance in 2015, singer and television personality David Cassidy suddenly collapsed on stage from dangerously high blood pressure. Later, he revealed in interviews that he hadn't realized how much sodium he was consuming, not from the salt shaker, but from the processed foods he ate daily while on tour. And he's not alone. Many older adults believe avoiding the salt shaker is enough to stay safe, but in reality, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Here's the problem. Over 70% of the sodium in our diets comes from packaged and processed foods, not what we add at the table. Canned soups, frozen dinners, sauces, condiments, even store-bought bread. These everyday items often contain far more salt than we think. It's like trying to stay dry in a storm with a leaky umbrella. You may think you've taken cover, but hidden sodium is still soaking through slowly, raising your blood pressure every day. As we age, our kidneys lose efficiency, making it harder to flush out excess sodium. That extra sodium holds onto fluid, increases blood volume, and puts relentless pressure on your arteries. And it doesn't take much. Consistently consuming over 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day, just one processed meal, and a salty snack can raise systolic blood pressure by 5-6 mmHg in older adults, according to Harvard Health Publishing. One case study from Cleveland Clinic featured a 68-year-old woman whose blood pressure suddenly spiked after she began relying on healthy frozen meals. The catch? Each one had over 900 milligrams of sodium and she was eating 2 a day. Within a month, she landed in urgent care with a reading of 168/90 seconds. That's why experts recommend a daily sodium limit of 1,500 milligrams for seniors. To stay within that range, choose fresh foods over processed options. Read Label 7. Low-fat or heart-healthy foods can be loaded with sodium. Watch for hidden sources like sauces, dressings, and bouillon cubes. Quick test. If you haven't read the sodium content on your favorite canned soup or frozen entree, do it today. You might be shocked. Know someone who relies on frozen or packaged meals? Share this video with them. It could be the nudge they need to make a heart-smart change. Next up, there's a common misunderstanding about your blood pressure numbers, particularly the one that often gets less attention, but can be just as serious. Belief number 4. Low numbers are always better. At first glance, lower blood pressure sounds like a good thing. After all, high numbers are dangerous, so the lower, the better, right? But here's the warning most seniors never hear. Blood pressure that's too low can be just as dangerous as when it's too high. Former U.S. Senator Tim Johnson experienced this firsthand. In his 60s, he collapsed after standing up quickly, caused by a sharp drop in pressure. The mix of medication and mild dehydration nearly turned good numbers into a life-threatening episode. While high numbers put pressure on your heart and arteries, low blood pressure, especially below 160ths mmHg, and leave your brain and organs starved of oxygen. The result? Dizziness, weakness, blurred vision, fatigue, and in many cases falls that lead to hospitalization. Think of your blood pressure like the water pressure in your home. Too high, pipes burst. Too low, water won't reach the upstairs bathroom. Your body works the same way, especially your brain, kidneys, and muscles, which need steady circulation to function properly. A major study from the National Institute on Aging found that seniors with excessively low blood pressure had a higher risk of falls, memory issues, and early frailty, particularly when multiple medications were involved. And it often goes unnoticed until something serious happens. To keep things in balance, consider this. Be alert if your systolic is under 100 or diastolic under 60 mmHg, especially if you feel lightheaded. Don't ignore symptoms like fatigue, shakiness, or feeling unsteady on your feet. Review your medication list with your doctor regularly sometimes. The combination, not just the dose, is what needs rethinking. Do you think low blood pressure is always a good thing, or can it be just as risky as high blood pressure? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. From everything we've just explored, it's clear that blood pressure affects far more than just one part of the body. Yet one belief still lingers, especially among older adults, that high blood pressure only harms the heart. That couldn't be further from the truth. Belief number 5. High blood pressure only affects the heart. High blood pressure doesn't stop at your heart attacks, your brain, kidneys, and more while you feel nothing. This misunderstanding could have serious consequences. While most people associate high blood pressure with heart attacks, few realize how widespread and silent the damage can be. Hypertension weakens blood vessels throughout the body, not just the ones feeding your heart. It restricts blood flow to the brain, kidneys, eyes, and even your limbs. Over time, that pressure can lead to stroke, memory loss, kidney failure, and vision problems often before any chest pain or heart warning shows up. Just ask television host Larry King. Before his heart issues became widely known, he experienced sudden vision loss in one eye caused by high blood pressure damaging the fragile vessels in his retina. That frightening moment led to further tests, which uncovered vascular strain elsewhere in his body. The American Heart Association confirms that hypertension is a leading cause of vascular dementia, kidney disease, and hypertensive retinopathy. And because these effects build gradually, the warning signs are easy to miss until it's too late. Think of your circulatory system like a garden hose. When pressure stays too high for too long, that hose starts to bulge, crack, and leak, restricting healthy flow to everything downstream. In your body, those plants are your brain, eyes, kidneys, and nerves. The National Institute on Aging also links long-term hypertension with cognitive decline and Alzheimer's risk, especially when left untreated past age 60. And according to the CDC, 1 in 5 adults with high blood pressure eventually develops chronic kidney disease, often with no symptoms until major damage is done. How can you protect the rest of your body, not just your heart? Ask your doctor for yearly kidney and cognitive checkups. These organs are often hit first. Stay mentally active with reading, puzzles, or walking to support brain health. Drink enough water to keep blood flow steady, especially to the kidneys and brain. Limit NSAIDs like ibuprofen. They can strain both kidney and brain vessels. Get annual eye exams. Retinal damage may be an early sign of wider vascular issues. The more you understand how blood pressure affects your entire body, the better equipped you are to stop silent damage before it starts. When you've made it this far, you've already done something powerful. You've taken a real step toward protecting your health and helping others do the same. By learning the truth behind these 5 common blood pressure myths, you're not just helping yourself, you're creating awareness that could prevent stroke, kidney failure, or cognitive decline in someone you love. Before we wrap up, here's a quick recap of the 5 common beliefs I've uncovered. If I feel fine, my blood pressure must be fine. Taking medication means I'm fully protected. Avoiding the salt shaker is enough. Lower numbers are always better. High blood pressure only affects the heart. Each one sounds believable, but holding on to these myths can delay diagnosis, mask symptoms, and increase risk. Don't let misinformation stand in the way of better health. Keep learning, keep asking questions, and keep showing up for yourself, because every small shift in awareness can lead to a longer, stronger life. Want more trusted insights on aging well and managing blood pressure after 60? Hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and check the description for helpful links and our full playlist on heart and senior health. Thanks for watching and for choosing to take control of your health. You're not just listening, you're leading.